Hey guys, welcome to week 3. We're really moving along here, and I hope you're enjoying the course. I hope you find the material interesting, and also I'm looking for some feedback from you at this point to see how this is working for you, and if anything is not working, or if you want more of something, just let me know, okay, and I'll be happy to accommodate that. So let me go over the readings for this week. Or rather the objectives. I think this is what is really important in this week is the affect regulation and dysregulation, which is a possible consequence of trauma. So let me talk about that a little bit. I'm going back to our hand model. This is the amygdala where fight, flight, and freeze live. And this is our prefrontal cortex, which is a rational brain. Okay, so imagine you're walking down a dark street at night and there's no one around, and suddenly someone comes and just taps you on your shoulder. Immediately alarm bells will ring. You will disconnect from your prefrontal cortex. You will go into your amygdala, and you might punch the person, scream, yell, do different things. And then you turn around and you find that it's your friend who did that. You will still be aroused, your heart will be racing, your mouth will be dry, you will still be in fight or flight, but you will be able to engage your prefrontal cortex, and you might yell at your friend and say, "What were you thinking? You scared me," or "Are you out of your mind?" or something like that. That is a normal reaction. Okay, it's in proportion to the event. But let's say you turn around and you tell your friend, "You scared me. I don't want to see your face ever again." That reaction is out of proportion to the event. And with trauma survivors, that could be a huge symptom of trauma. They are so in their amygdalas, they are constantly feeling threatened, constantly feeling as if their life is in danger and that they have to maintain safety at all times. So even this little tap on the shoulder is seen as a threat to their well-being. And that is known as affect dysregulation. A diagnosis that has this affect dysregulation is the borderline personality disorder, which is a very misunderstood diagnosis, but explained beautifully in this video. So please take a look. And it's Van der Kolk talking and explaining how this develops. Okay, this is a really interesting article. It's true. It's a story of a woman with multiple personalities, and it is told in a very matter-of-fact way. So I really like that article. Just a reminder that you are expected to read or view at least 50% of the material that is given to you. And I would highly recommend going through everything, but minimum 50%. So here is Perry, the boy who was raised as a dog. Chapter 6 is the story of the boy who was raised as a dog, and it is an amazing story of what the brain is capable of doing with the right kind of training. So I want to think of your thoughts. Not think of your thoughts. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, especially from, again, a macro perspective. Did the system fail this child? Did the system save this child? What impact did this lack of interpersonal connection have on him, on his physical well-being? It's a really, really, really interesting case. Okay. Then the body remembers psychophysiology of trauma and trauma treatment. Chapter 4 again talks about dissociation, which is a coping technique devised by our brain, and it happens on a continuum. You have to remember that. So everybody dissociates. If this is too boring and your brain says, "I wish I was in Hawaii," you're daydreaming, that's the mildest form of dissociation. And then it gets more and more serious. You kind of are driving and you want to go to point A, but somehow you're at point B and you don't remember. You start forgetting things. It happens due to stress, but it's still under the normal continuum. But if you are out and about and people come up to you and say, hey, I really enjoyed meeting you, and you have no recollection of who they are, then that's a problem. Then it's something very, very serious. And another extreme form is you won't even remember, like, who your alters are or what you did, and you probably have an alter. So under extreme stress, it's almost like our personality breaks apart into little pieces of us, and each piece becomes a personality in itself. They're not integrated anymore. Okay, so typically we have multiple personalities within us, but they are integrated. We're aware of them. And, when I'm with a certain person, a certain personality comes out. When I'm in another environment, another personality comes out, but I'm aware of it. In trauma, I'm not. So these chapters talk about that. This PowerPoint, I already went over it last week, so you're at an advantage, but do go through it again because it's going to help add more layers to what you already know. And these are the 2 videos for this week. This can be triggering for some, so please be careful when you view it. Okay, so let's look at the let me see, here we are. No, this is week 2, I'm sorry. The assignments for week 3. So we're going to be discussing the boy who was raised as a dog. That's the chapter we're discussing. I hope I'm telling you the right thing, but it is chapter 6. And let me take a look. Okay, yep, it is the boy who was raised as a dog. That's chapter 6, and that's the case that we will be discussing. These are your prompts. Students who have the letter B will complete micro, C will complete a meso, D will complete macro, and A will complete therapeutic approaches prompt. And I look forward to your discussions. I look forward to understanding how you approach this case through all these 4 directions, as it were. Okay, so here we have the discussion. And then we're going to have technique demonstrations, which I'm really looking forward to because people come up with really unique ideas of soothing trauma survivors. And the literature review. Okay. I know that some of you have been very tense about this, but it's really taking 2 articles and integrating them and writing about what you understand. So you will take the type of trauma. For example, combat trauma, domestic violence, school-based violence, all these are types of trauma. And within that, you can choose a population. So if your trauma was school-based violence, then your population could be teachers, not just children. So you would pick an article on school-based trauma, and you would pick an article on teachers who were involved in that trauma. And then you will just combine the 2 and then follow the prompts. So it should not be too difficult. I'm just looking for a thinking process. What do you understand, and how do you kind of integrate the 2 papers? Okay. So these are the 3 assignments for this week. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Okay, take care, bye.